Good morning, everybody. So I'm actually filming as of 6:35 this morning. I woke up at literally like 2 a.m. Like I think it was 2:19 or I don't know. Anyways, I caught myself looking at the clock at 2:22. So I love synchronicities. So I'm just gonna say that I woke up at 2:22. But yesterday I fell asleep at like 7 p.m. just hoping that I was gonna wake up from like a 20-minute nap, and I ended up sleeping the entire night. Um, I slept like all over the place in my bed. Like it was just one of those like crazy chaotic nights where you just like move all over the place in your bed. I don't know if any of you are like that, but I am. Okay, so let's jump in today, which we're going to talk about teaching you guys how to channel and how to ground your energy and why it's important. So first, I want to discuss how I started channeling, how my journey of channeling started and unfolded to where I'm at now. Okay. The first thing I started with when I was wanting to learn how to channel myself and connect to my higher self and to connect to source and my spirit guides, I wanted to know um, what was like the most comfortable route to take, because I'm not gonna lie, like in the beginning, I was a little spooked because I was around people in my environment. You guys, you need to go watch um the recent podcast I just published, which is called The Importance of Your Environment. So powerful. Okay. This is crazy. I'm like seeing orbs all over my healing room and my clipboard. So this story is really important. Okay. Anyways, I was around people who were instilling fear around channeling. They would say things like, "Oh, you really need to be careful with channeling because, you don't know if you're channeling false light energies. And oh, how do you know it's your higher self kind of thing? Like, how do you know you can trust yourself?" Which was just a projection of them, like not trusting themselves. And so anyway, um, and then I got this book. It was called Opening to Channel. And I read, I want to say, I don't even know, I'm going to be so honest, I don't even know how many chapters I read, but it was only a couple. And like, I just remember reading it and something didn't sit right with me reading it. And that's okay. Like, it's not for everybody. But I love books. And so I thought, well, why not just like get a book and read somebody else's experience and perspective on how they opened up to start channeling. And so in the book, it talked about the person opening up to like Odin or Obin or something like that. There was like two different beings they get channeled. Okay. Now, something in my energy. Okay. This is like my intuition, like my deepest connection to the divine feminine mother, whatever you want to call it, aspect of source. So directly straight to the center of the universe kind of feeling, right? That pure life force energy, that primary life force feeling of, there's something off here with this book, and I don't know what it is. And now looking back, one of the beings that, I don't want to say it was both of them, but one of them that that author had connected with, I deeply feel, okay, I'm very sensitive to energies and frequencies, and those energies and frequencies cannot lie to me. Like, so if I read something or somebody says something, or if I'm just feeling energies in general, like nobody can lie to me, nothing like whatsoever. Thanks to my traumatic past life experience in the Holocaust, getting experimented on, it allowed me to really feel things, become very, very sensitive to energies. And so people cannot gaslight me, people cannot lie to me. And so anyway, so if that book resonates with you, cool, it's for you. It's for like where you're at on your journey, right? Like it was for me where I was at on my journey years ago. However, now that I've grown and evolved and shed more ego and have shifted in frequency, like I've shifted more into my natural soul frequency, now I'm at a place where I'm like, that does not resonate anymore. And that is what happens when we grow and evolve, right? I feel like that's just kind of common sense. And so yeah, and so one of the beings that she connected with, it just did not sit right with me. Like it felt like a being that was being deceptive, like it was like presenting itself a certain way to her or him. I don't know who the author was. And I could just feel that it just was not a good energy with pure intentions. And so I felt called to intuitively stop reading that book. And I said, okay, I'm not going to continue further with this book. I know the book had pure intentions in the first place to want to teach people how to channel. However, one of the beings that they connected with did not have pure intentions. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, I don't really want to experiment with the practices that this person's doing because I don't want to connect with a being with negative intentions. Like, I don't want to open myself up non physically to beings that have negative intentions. There's an orb. I wonder who that is. I think it's my higher self. Anyways. And then further down my journey, I started doing past life regressions. And my former mentor, she taught me how to muscle test. And so this is like the very beginning of my channeling journey. And so she taught me, like, you take your non-dominant hand and your dominant hand and the non-dominant thumb in your dominant hand over the thumb. Like, you just like wrap your two fingers, your first finger and your thumb on your non-dominant thumb. And then you muscle test. And she said, just ask your body. It's like basically connecting to your body wisdom. And I would say for channeling purpose, this is not 100% accurate. Like, it's just not a reliable, it's not like a reliable way of channeling. It's like a doorway in to help you start feeling comfortable listening within, is what I would say. And feeling comfortable to listen to your own body and to your own energy and what comes through for you. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway from it. And so, yeah. And so she would be like, okay, ask your body, do you need trace minerals? No. Do you need iron, magnesium, water? Right. And when it stops is when your body's like, yeah, that's me. Like, I need that. And so I mean, I still do this sometimes, like, not to necessarily channel. Well, I would say sometimes, like, to quickly like channel, like to validate something, because I'm at a point now where my energy is so, I don't want to say like 100% cleared out, but I'm in a really good vibration to where I can do that. And it is accurate most of the time. Um, but sometimes I will like tune in really quick. Like, I would say I only use muscle testing. I only resort to it when I'm trying to check my intuition, like to validate my intuition of something that's coming through. And it always like plays out, because even if I do muscle test it, it still unfolds out in front of me. And so I think it's just like a habit of doing it because I did it for so long. And so like sometimes if I like question like what intuitively came through, even though like I'm not seeing it play out, I will be like, are you sure? And then I get yes. Um, kind of thing. So, and that's how you muscle test. You just say like yes or no questions. Okay, body, do you want to eat a salad today? Yes. Body, do you want red meat today? Do you want chicken today? Yes. Right. So just kind of play with that. Some people stand up and do muscle testing that way. Like, they'll hold like a bottle of vitamins or something and be like, okay, do I need to take red raspberry leaf on my cycle? And you lean forward, which is a yes. And you hold white willow bark capsules. Okay, do I need to take white willow bark today? And you lean back as a no. Something that you can play with if that resonates with you. That is just what I started experimenting with in the very beginning of my channeling journey. Because, right, like, I didn't want to open myself up and be like vulnerable to dark entities and like weird shit happening to me, because after you have like so many crazy nightmares and stuff, like, when you start getting into the spiritual world and like dabbling with non-physical things, like the darkness can be really intimidating and kind of scary sometimes. And so um it really just comes down to like that disempowerment cycle thing that I talked about in my first video, which is empowering yourself, taking your power back, and remembering that you are an emanation of that pure life force energy. And no energy, nothing is more powerful than you, okay? Ever, 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 ever. And I really want to emphasize that. Okay, and so then within the same time period of me learning and experimenting with muscle testing, I got a pendulum. And no, No, sorry. The very beginning of my awakening journey, I would say, I got a pendulum, but I never experimented with it because it low-key freaked me out. Because it was always affiliated with something creepy, like in the movies or something, like there was always like a negative stigma around them in general. And so I just thought to myself, like, when I did start using my first pendulum, which was an amethyst pendulum, this is a unakite pendulum, but um, when I did first start using them, I was like, I feel the fear around using this, and I don't know why. I feel weird energy around using this, and I don't know why, but I want to get rid of it because it shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be healthy to feel so much fear around a freaking crystal hanging from a chain. I mean, be fucking for real, right? Like it's really crazy when you think about it, but um and so yeah, I remember I went to this like crystal stand in Fashion Place Mall in Utah. And that was like the first time I ever bought crystals. Like it was the first time I took them home with me, asked questions about them, like I wanted to know more about them. And this was like right before my out of body experience, like days before I had one. And so I bought my amethyst pendulum from there because I thought it was so pretty. Like I loved amethyst. When I was in, I think third or fourth grade, maybe it was fourth grade, one of my neighbors had a huge amethyst geode and he just gave it to me for free. And I was like, this is so cool because I used to collect rocks, like when I was a kid. I used to go to the park and the playgrounds and I'd pick up like the pink granite that was in the dirt and stuff because I loved it so much. But anyways, I thought it was so cool. And so yeah, I saw that amethyst and I think it was just so healing for my inner child to like want to get it. And so that's why I think I got it. But so I got that. I got some organite pyramids and I bought my first moldavite necklace. And so that was way before moldavite was like crazy popular, crazy big. Way before the price of it went up. And I remember the lady I was talking to, she was like, I asked her about it because it really stood out to me. Like, it was like my third eye picked up on it and my energy picked up on it like before I was even conscious of that kind of thing. And I said, what is this? Like, I want this. And she goes, oh yeah, this is Moldavite. It comes from an asteroid in space or whatever she said. And I was like, that sounds cool as fuck. And I want that. Like, and it was only $20 and it was like this big maybe. It was super tiny. Anyway, and so when I wore it, it made me so nauseous because of how high vibrational it was. And I basically wore it until I wasn't nauseous anymore. And the nausea was indicating that my frequency was like so low and that it was so high that like there was stuff I needed to release to basically make my way up to align to its vibration. And so um, pretty deep. Anyway, and so yeah, fast forward to like I think it was 2020, 2021 maybe, when I really started intimately working with the pendulum. And so what you guys can do is it doesn't have to be like a normal pendulum. It could be, I don't know, like a keychain or something, but um it could be a crystal necklace, right? Like if you don't have a pendulum on hand, you can use a crystal necklace. Personally, I would use a pendulum because they are literally like, is it like the ergodynamically designed, whatever the label is for that? They're designed to channel that energy like more accurately, if that makes sense. And so basically what I do is you can either hold it like this with the tips of your fingers, or you can put it in between two fingers, just whatever is comfortable for you. And this is what you do. You set the intention to connect with whatever energy it is. Okay. No dark energies, right? Only energies with pure intentions that vibrate at a high vibrational frequency of pure unconditional love is my filter that I use. For example, this is what I do. I say, okay, I set the purest intention at the highest vibrational frequency to connect directly to my higher self or source. Let's do source. Okay. Pure life force energy. We're safe there. Okay. Source, show me a yes. Okay. And it's going to move in one direction. Show me a no. Show me a yes. Show me a no. You just play with that. Show me a yes and a no. Show me a maybe. My maybes always go from left to right, like side to side. Okay. And so that is what I'll use sometimes if like I'm kind of lazy and I like don't feel like channeling. I resort to my pendulum. Which, honestly, using a pendulum, it's for external validation. And I mean, if you 100% through and through, all the way trust what you're getting, you're not going to want to use a pendulum or need to use a pendulum. I personally believe we don't need to. But sometimes I am just lazy and I really just I don't feel like connecting directly to somebody's higher self or my higher self or to source because it does take a lot of energy out of me. And for those of us who did go through a lot of abuse in childhood as well as past lifetimes, that abuse affects our physical body, like all the way down to a cellular level. And so, unfortunately, a lot of us can get nerve damage and have a lot of damage to the physical body from being in abusive relationships your entire life. And so, it's been a great interim for my channeling journey because it's basically had mercy on my energy and my body to channel those high energies into my physical body, into my physical container. Okay. And so, right now, where I'm at, physical wise, health wise, is keep seeing so many orbs. Oh my goodness, you guys! Oh, you get to watch the sunrise with me. I love that so much. I was like, why did it get so bright all of a sudden? But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So, not everybody has 10 out of 10 perfect physical health, with their nervous system, with their cells, like with their organs, because there's so much stuck energy pressing on them, so much emotional energy stuck pressing on them, which a lot of people end up getting surgery because they just have they're inundated with so much concentrated trauma like within their body. And so yeah, it's a great interim tool to use. If you're still working on that kind of physical healing, it allows you, like I said, to have mercy on your physical body. And yeah, right now I'm doing this meditation practice for the next, I think, 29 days. So I did it yesterday. So yeah, 29 days. We're actually working with Isis. So she is like an ascended master energy, a secondary life force energy. However, there is a practice that I'm doing from her oracle deck, which it's basically allowing and training my body to handle uh, more amounts of higher vibrational energy without causing physical damage, right? Like it's really important that we have mercy on ourselves and don't just jump the gun with everything all the time. Which is why, like, I think that's honestly, I feel like that's why I was so drawn to working with Ascended Masters for so long and working with their energies for so long, doing this for so long, because it was literally having mercy on my physical body. Like it was a great crutch to, it was a great stepping stone. Yes, thank you, whoever said that. It was a great stepping stone to get me to where I'm at now, which, now I'm in a place where I'm able to handle holding the super high vibrational energies, especially source energy. It's pure life force. It's very intense, very strong, and um, not everybody is ready to physically be able to handle it, like holding that energy. And so, yeah, don't ever um, talk negative about yourself or like have weird, like judgmental thoughts of like, oh, I should be here channeling, I should be doing this, or this person's more advanced than me. It's like, no, they're not more advanced than you. They're just literally at a different place in their soul journey than you are. And you are where you're at for a reason, most likely for a higher reason. And then you get to look back and be like, oh, thank God I was there because I could see, like, had I been here, there would have been a lot of like negative consequences for just jumping the gun and like being here, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, this is coming through too, which I don't know who just said that. Source, interesting. Which was a lot of, not a lot, I don't want to generalize, but some healers and teachers, okay, will just jump the gun and start channeling super high energies, and then unfortunately they suffer physically. Like they could have some serious health consequences, and I feel like you guys know where I'm going with that. And so just be really, really careful, like be gentle with yourself. A lot of us have gone through a lot of abuse and trauma, and it really affects your physical body. And so just do what resonates with you, right? Like, it may take some of you a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months. Every soul is different, every journey is different, and each of these tools is going to lead to your next step and something that resonates uniquely for you, okay? So there is no right or wrong. It's just a matter of experimentation with certain things and just feeling what works for you and feeling what doesn't work for you. And you'll understand in your own way why it works for you and why it doesn't work for you. Okay, so moving on. Fast forward, and I think we're still in 2021. Yeah. I went to this one medium, and I loved her energy so much. Sorry guys, I keep like burping because I'm drinking my coffee. Um, and she told me she was, communicating with my spirit guides at the time, and I could see them. Like I could see them like popping up around her ears and stuff. Like they were just like flashes of light. But like I would see her turn and listen to what they were saying. And so like my clairvoyance was running while her clairaudience was on, and so it was really cool. Which again, like, that just goes to show you that it was time for her where she was at her soul journey to be like, to have that clairaudience fully activated, to where at that point in my journey, like it didn't serve yet. Um, and so anyway, it's really important to remind yourself of those things. When you see other psychics like doing certain things and then getting discouraged because you're not there yet, or because you can't do that, right? You always find out why and when, and um the reason like why you had to wait for everything. And I've noticed that in my own journey, when I reflect back on the things I had to wait for, I experienced two things. The first experience I feel is, I'm gonna be really honest with myself, I totally see why I had to wait. And then the other experience is, oh my god, like I wish I had already known that so I could have just moved past. Which is like my impatience feeling, because I'm a Sag and we're hella impatient. I have zero patience. Something I'm still working on developing within myself. Um, it's really hard because I always have like a natural sense of urgency. And so anyway, um, and so during that reading, it was like my first reading with her. I think I only did like two, and um, my guides came through and said, you're having a hard time listening within because of how much sugar you're eating. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. Like I had no issue adjusting my diet whatsoever, because I've always resonated with eating very healthy my whole life. Um, when I was in childhood, I did eat a lot of garbage. Like I ate like Doritos and Oreos and just like a bunch of crap. Like we all eat that stuff in childhood, right? But when I got old enough to like work my own job, like when I got old enough to be able to support myself, I wanted to eat nicer foods. I wanted to eat healthier foods. I wanted to enjoy what I was eating and not feel like gross and disgusting after I ate something. And so back in 2000, let's see. Trying to think. I lived in my very first apartment when I was a sophomore in college, because you couldn't do that your freshman year. Like you had to live on campus. Like that was like a requirement, which thank God it was, because like taking 17 credit hours in university is insane. And then having to worry about like bills and everything else is just, no, 0 out of 10 don't recommend doing that. Trying to think what year was that. I think that was 2016. So yeah, 8 years ago. Holy shit. Oh my God. 8 years ago, I started becoming more conscious of my diet and what I was putting in my body and the things I was eating. And at the time, I was doing a lot of yoga, I was doing meal prepping. Like it really just worked for me at that point in my life. And because I was so busy to the point where I had zero time to like care about what I cooked for. Like I had zero time to be like intimate with my cooking, like feel like joy and like unconditional love of my cooking. It was like, no, I literally just have time to like think of one thing, meal prep it, think of another thing the next couple of days and meal prep it. Like that's how busy I was. It was insane. Um, and so anyway, I drank a lot when I was in college and um when I got, I think to like my senior year is when I really started like tapering off and like I was starting the journey of like not drinking as much and then eventually not at all. I shouldn't say not at all because here and there I do love a good glass of wine, but I'm at the point now where my vibration is so high that it's like I have like one Utah pour, which is like different than everybody else's pour. In South Carolina, they usually pour you like an ounce and a half, sometimes two or more. Like it's crazy. And here in Utah, it's like 1 ounce. And I can't even do the 1 ounce anymore. It makes me so like drunk. I can't, which is great. um, because I like to like, enjoy it like just one glass and sometimes I'll finish it and sometimes I don't, but it's nice to enjoy a good glass of Merlot. But anyways, getting so distracted. So I never thought about sugar. I didn't know a lot about the side effects of it, the pros and cons of it. Like I never cared about sugar because I thought it was just so normal, like to be existing in everything. And um, so yeah, my spirit guides relayed that message within that session. And I went to Trader Joe's like the same day and I was becoming more conscious of reading the food labels with how much sugar was added into the food, right? Like there's the normal sugar amount, like it'll say like the total grams, and then it says added sugar. And it's like the added sugars you really want to avoid. And um like they said for me, for my body, eating 9 grams or less. And when I did that, oh my gosh, if I ate something with tons of sugar in it, I could feel it irritating my gut. And the reason why I was having a hard time listening within and going within was because your higher self connects your intuition and your higher self runs directly through your gut. I think Western science says that there's like a gut brain or whatever. But non-physically, in the non-physical, that is where your higher self and your intuition communicates to you. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is why like I'm having a hard time listening. It was the sugar. Um And then anyway, fast forward to 2020, was it 2022, I think, the end of 2022. Um, I came across this relationship mentor who I started resonating with because of all the energy healing that I was doing. And she was from France and she was talking about how sugar ages you. It's like a drug and it destroys the collagen in your face. Like, so basically ages you faster and you look older faster. And so what happens when you drink alcohol is it turns to sugar. And what happens when people are drunks, alcoholics, they look like they're old as fuck. Like I grew up around a bunch of alcoholics. They all look super old in their 40s and 50s, right? Because they just drink themselves to death. They pickle themselves to death. And so anyways, it's really sad. And I'm not saying like don't ever drink again or like don't ever enjoy a donut ever again, but really being conscious and just making better choices, like better dietary choices, because those dietary changes are going to affect how accurate, you listen and like you're listening within and um how much you can accurately hear your own self within. Because that's basically what it is. It's learning at that stage to silence the mind, to silence the running thoughts, empty them out, declutter the mind, drop in the heart center, and to be still, sit in that stillness energy. In yoga, it's called like tamasic energy. Um, but it's really about silencing everything and hearing within, listening within, however that looks for you. Okay, there is no um there's not like a specific way to like listen. It's like you listen claircognizantly, like you just know what you know and you don't know how you know, and kind of feeling clairsentience where you feel it so deeply and so strongly. You have clairaudience where you hear somebody talking to you. Um, which I can't wait to talk about that in a future video. But yeah, there's like different clairs, right? Like you'll see things, you'll see spirits, or you'll see orbs, or you'll have visions, or whatever it is, right? You'll get used to your own abilities, your own natural frequency, your own natural abilities, and how those messages show up for you. Okay. And again, there is no right or wrong. It's just, how you as a soul personally interpret the world around you within and without. Okay. Um, yeah. And so I wrote here dietary changes I had to make to create the best physical environment to listen. Makes sense. Very recently, I got into gut health because I really wanted to heal my gut. So might be triggering, but for a lot of us, if we get sexually abused in childhood, or we grow up learning to people please, or we grow up in chaotic environments where we're like trying to establish the peace, and we're met with inconsistency when it comes to getting our needs validated, right? When we never got that validation, we needed, what do we become? We become what society says are pick me's, right? Pick me. I need validation because I never got it in childhood, right? Like, um, super deep, super deep. And so what happens physically is the colon, our small intestines, our large intestines can become swollen, inflamed, and just have all kinds of problems. Um, which I believe if a lot of personal trainers knew that, they would really help their clients get their bodies snatched much faster. And so, anyways, yeah, gut health is super huge. Like gut health, sugar, reducing sugar, focusing on your gut health, and eating clean as much as you can, um, and doing the energy healing around your gut and your stomach will really help you a lot with that weight loss that a lot of women struggle to lose. Like I'm still there. I don't have a flat stomach, which that's never been an issue for me with men, so they don't really give a fuck. It's just really us. It's like I feel like we care because we're conditioned, like as young women, to um care about that and to want to strive to have that body, like that kind of figure, which, it's there's benefits to that. Like there's benefits to wanting to look like that. And then, at the same time, like I don't find it necessary to have rock hard abs either, like there's a really healthy balance with like being toned versus like looking super crazy with rock hard abs. Like I don't believe that's totally necessary. But like when we're kids and we're playing with Barbies and Polly Pockets and Mycene dolls and Bratz dolls, what do they all have in common? They have that crazy looking waist figure. It's literally like brainwashing us and programming us in childhood. Um, and so when we grow up, we don't look like that. And then we're, existing in society and we see all these other women who do look like that naturally, or they worked to look like that naturally, or they got surgery to look like that naturally, right? We start judging ourselves and we start the negative self-talk, like, "Oh, why don't I look like that?" Or it leads to like enviness, jealousy, right? Like, how come she gets to look like that? I don't, right? How come I don't get to look like that? And it's like so triggering, so triggering. But it really comes down to those things, like I said, focusing on reducing sugar as much as you can, focusing on your gut health, which I've been really inconsistent with. Been really inconsistent with my new ab routine that I want to try because I did channel that. This one girl's routine came into my awareness because I was ready. I was ready to do the physical work because I had already done the majority of the energy work that comes with maintaining that. And so, personally, I was doing Pilates for a while and I was still seeing the same stomach, the same gut. And I was like, why? Like, I'm doing all this hard work, like physically, why am I not seeing a change? And that was because I wasn't focusing enough on the non physical, the energy healing aspect that needed to take place. And now that I've done that work, that inner work, that energy is gone. It's not going to keep manifesting as like bloating or the bulge or whatever. Right now, I can focus on the physical routine, which is going to snatch my waist like within just a matter of time. And so it's really just about consistency and disciplining yourself and just remembering why like you want to do it in the first place. But my own reason to having like a flatter stomach is so that my my pouch doesn't press on my bladder anymore and make me want to constantly feel like I have to go to the bathroom kind of thing. Or, um, like I just want to feel more comfortable like in my physical body. And that's deep because that really means like I don't love myself 100%. And so I'm still working on my own self-love journey, which is how can I love myself 100%. What a place to be, right? And so anyway, and so yeah, I'm so sorry I got like totally sidetracked, but um that is the journey of how I started channeling, and now I'm doing that practice that I mentioned earlier, which is training what is it called? The pillar of light. So it's basically this like energy tube that extends from the soul star chakra, so the eighth chakra. So this is the crown, and then here's the soul star. And then there's a tube that runs all the way down and connects to the earth star chakra, which is the chakra beneath your root chakra. And so every day I'm going to be channeling light up that pillar of light all the way to that soul star, connecting to source, bringing source down through me and back into that light in the earth, and then just like magnetizing all the light that was in my body out. And then anyways, it's like a whole practice. And so I'm basically training my physical body, my nervous system, and my energy to be able to handle more intensive energies for a longer period of time, which is going to allow me to channel much higher information for longer periods of time. And so I'm really excited for that journey. So that's just where I'm at right now, and I'm super excited for that growth. So, okay. And then let's talk about really quick the second point, which is how to ground your energy and why it's important. Okay. When we're not fully grounded in our physical body, what happens? I just kind of want to show you like a visual. Um, so pretend like this is your soul and this is your body. When we're ungrounded, we're not in our bodies like at all fully. We're just floating out, right? And so what happens is when we want to call in, we use our free will, we use our intention, we use our voice to invoke abundance, success, prosperity, opportunities, whatever it is, right? We're calling in those energies, right? Using our soul, because our physical body is just temporary. It's just the physical container for our soul. So what happens? The energy is literally flying right past your soul. Like it's not staying grounded at all. Like it's not going to hang out with you. It's just going to go like right past you. Okay. This is why it's important, because when you set the intention to ground your energy, okay, we're here in the physical body. Oh, now I'm feeling the success hit me. I'm feeling the abundance hit me. I'm feeling the opportunities hit me. Okay, like now I'm feeling it hit me. And now it's causing me to create new experiences in my reality that are going to lead me to what it is that I'm asking to manifest. Okay, if that makes sense. And so this is what I do every single morning. I just ground in the morning. I don't ground twice. Personally, I don't believe it's necessary to ground twice, but um, and so what I do is I wake up and I say, that's usually the first thing I do. I either clear my energy first or I'll ground. And so here's the grounding mantra. I set the purest intention at the highest vibrational frequency to ground my energy deep, deep, deeply into the crystalline sun of Gaia, of planet Earth. You don't feel 100% confident saying that yourself, or you 100% don't believe in yourself. Now get really honest with yourself, because if you don't, like work with source if you need to. I ask source to help me ground my energy. I ask my higher self to help me ground my energy. If you think source is going to be too intense for your energy, if you have a lot of nerve damage, work with the earth keepers, right? There's different methods that you can use depending on the intensity that your physical body can handle in that moment. And so, yeah, you don't have to get caught up with the whole disempowerment thing. Like I was talking about the other day, because like, yes, it is disempowering, but yes, it's also beneficial, if you have that nerve damage, if you have, if your physical body does need a lot of healing still, and like the source, the pure life force energy is too much for your physical body, like, take it one step at a time. And so, yeah, just be gentle with yourself. be graceful, be compassionate, and yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a second video talking about the last 2 points. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it here. Next video, we're gonna be discussing setting the intention to sit in your heart consciousness, your heart brain, okay, and choosing what kind of energies you wish to sit in that day and you wish to attract in your reality that day, and also receiving. We're gonna go over that, and oh, I can't wait. I can't wait because um part of my soul's journey, part of my soul's mission is to help women especially heal their wounded feminine energy. Um and so I'm really excited to talk about that because I really feel like I have thoroughly mastered how to heal anyone's feminine energy. Like, um, so yeah, it's gonna be such a good one, you guys. Oh, I can't wait. Um, okay, really quick before I totally sign off, be sure to join my free Oracle Cast newsletter. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I will be sending out my first email marketing campaign. Okay. I'm really excited. Every week, every Sunday for 3 Sundays in the month, I'm going to give you guys some energetic guidance on how to navigate the energies, what you can do, current inner practice works that are working for me, that are serving me, that may serve you as well. So if you feel aligned to that, please join it. It's free, you guys. And like I said, it's only going to be 3 times a month, so you're not going to get super spammed. It'll be a great self-care spiritual hygiene practice you can start incorporating into your reality and your life, which is going to help you shift drastically into your highest self version, right? That's like the whole goal. What else? Oh yeah, be sure to download my free ebook if you haven't done that as well. It's totally free of cost. You just go on my homepage, www.zenwithgrayson.com. It'll be the first page that pops up. It's my landing page. And so there's going to be like a little box on the right-hand side that says, let's get started. You just do your first and last name and then the email that you want the ebook to get sent to. And then it'll send you like a welcome email and the ebook. And so, yes, I'm so excited for that as well. That's going to help you guys develop emotional intelligence. It'll teach you how to develop healthy relationships with yourself and with others, especially if you went through and formed trauma bonds in childhood and all you've known are dysfunctional relationships. You don't know how to navigate the discomfort that comes with healthy relationships. Okay. It's really, really amazing. And it's only like 6 pages long. So super, super cool. And then you can like print it out too, I'm pretty sure, and then like write in it if you want. Do some semantic encoding, highlight it if that resonates with you. And let's see, what else, what else, what else? Ebook. Oh yeah. Okay, so every Sunday, starting next Sunday, because this Sunday is gonna be pretty cold. I would say my psychic sound baths are weather dependent. I just started them last month in March, and it's just been too cold and too windy and too glum outside. And anyways, I'm going to be doing in-person psychic sound bath events every single Sunday afternoon. Starting at noon, they're going to be 2-hour workshops. So for the first hour, we're going to do the psychic sound bath. What I do is I connect directly to source. I connect directly to the center of the universe, and then I go to each individual person and I connect with their higher self. Sometimes like their soul, or I'll see ascended masters pop up in front of them, or their ancestors or their guides or whatever it is. Sometimes their inner childs will come and like form like a half circle and come sit in front of me and like ask me for help and healing. Really all just depends. It's different every session. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing psychic sound bath healings every Sunday for sexual trauma for right now. Until I get the group really developed and going. And I really feel called to do something different every Sunday. Like we'll do sexual trauma one Sunday and then maybe do like wounded feminine healing one Sunday or do wounded masculine healing one Sunday. It really just depends. Like when I develop and get a bigger group going, which I'm only going to do up to 25 people max, because I only have so much time to like go around to everybody and do energy healing with everyone within that hour. Um, and so yeah, basically I get at least like 2 minutes per person, which is plenty of time. But anyway, so for the first hour we do that, and then I think it's like 10 minutes. There's like a 10-minute reprieve where everyone gets up and goes to the bathroom, gets water, eats some snacks, journals, reflects on their meditative experience. They get to talk about, uh, not necessarily talk about their experiences like out loud, but they get to that introspection, that practice of going within and listening to themselves within. And then the last 40 minutes will be a Q&A. So anybody who has questions in the group, anybody who wants me to specifically channel their energy, I will totally do that. Um, and each person that I will channel for, the intention will be to reflect what other people have going on in their energy in the group as well. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And so, yeah, I'm so excited to be offering that. I think I did my first one March 17th, I think it was. It was so good. It was really good. The weather was really great. And now I've got like a camping tarp, so people can sit in the shade in the summertime. They don't have to worry about getting sunburned while they go into that meditative experience. And it's just going to be a vibe. It's going to be amazing. And so my next one is next Sunday. So what is that? The 14th of April. So if that is resonating with you, you can either join my group on Meetup. It's called Heal with Grace and Con. I'm pretty sure. If not, if you're struggling with Meetup, just like I am, you can go on my website and RSVP onto one of the dates that I have advertised on my homepage. Um, And if you have issues with that, if you struggle with that too, that's totally okay. Send me an email and I will write you down and make sure you have your own spot reserved. And yeah, that'll be really incredible. So I think that's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being with me while the sun rises this beautiful Saturday morning. I cannot wait to get my day started. So I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you all in the next video.